Violent buffeting, wings wobbling, and sickening plunges mean you're in the grip of something that any regular flyer would have experienced. The terrifying weather phenomenon of turbulence.
I think turbulence is far and away the #1 concern of flyers. Fearful flyers and even non-fearful flyers.
When it comes to turbulence, it's not like an in-flight movie. It's not entertaining. It gets people worried, and rightfully so.
Turbulence is caused by extreme changes in air pressure and wind direction. Pockets of thin air causing the plane to drop suddenly, and violent updrafts forcing the plane back up. At its worst, the roller coaster ride of extreme turbulence can be horrific, but modern aircraft are built to withstand the huge forces involved. Usually, serious passenger injuries are avoided because either pilots are able to use weather radar to fly around bad weather and rough air, or they can give their passengers advance warning of the rough ride ahead and tell them to buckle up. But the most dangerous form of turbulence can strike, quite literally, out of the blue.
It's a situation we call clear air turbulence, and so the pilot will have no warning that there's going to be a turbulent event, so can't have the passengers go back to their seats and sit down.
I think every year in the U.S., somewhere around 25 or 30 people are injured by turbulence, and almost always it's because they were up and about when they should have been seated.
In extreme weather, December 1997, United Airlines Flight 826 from Narita, Japan to Hawaii has been forced to return to Japan. After it lands, emergency crews board to tend to the 374 traumatized passengers. 97 of them are casualties, 20 of them serious, with 1 fatality. 2 hours earlier, just as the in-flight meal is being served, 1 passenger films the chaos in the plane. The reason? An incident of clear air turbulence so severe that unsecured passengers were thrown violently up into the ceiling, smashing these overhead bulkheads and causing serious injury and even death.
Basically, when a plane hits clear air turbulence, it's like falling into a ditch. People will experience negative gravity. If you're not secured, you will hit the ceiling.
An aircraft is built to withstand very strong winds. The human body, however, isn't.
Following the incident, United changed their in-flight safety advice, warning passengers to keep their seatbelts loosely fastened at all times. A message most airlines have now adopted. It's advice that can save your life, especially if you're faced by the next, even more alarming in-flight emergency. 3 times in the past 4 years in the US alone, passengers have been confronted with a terrifying sight of a gaping hole above their heads, like this one filmed on a passenger's mobile phone.
If a hole suddenly appears in the aircraft, all the air is going to charge out of it as fast as it possibly can. There'd be a huge bang, and everything that's not tied down would surge towards the hole.
An aircraft's fuselage is incredibly thin. In a Boeing 737, it's around 1 millimeter, about the thickness of a credit card. Constant repressurization can take its toll on older and poorly maintained planes.
You have the physiological effects, loss of pressure, ears popping, etc. Possible hypoxia, that is lack of oxygen to the brain, if you're not able to get enough emergency oxygen to you.
There's a certain unknown here. Why did a hole suddenly break open in the fuselage? What does that mean? Is there further structural damage that we don't know about? Is something else going to happen?
The worst-case scenario occurred in Hawaii in 1988, when Aloha Airlines Flight 243 landed with the front roof of the passenger cabin ripped away. 20 minutes earlier, the plane experienced a massive explosive decompression.
It was a result of corrosion, because they were flying in and out of Hawaii all the time, which is a very corrosive environment, salt sea air, and the maintenance. It was an old plane, maintenance hadn't been done very well.
A flight attendant was sucked out of the cabin and killed. The plane flew on with passengers exposed to the elements until it landed in Maui.
The Aloha Airlines incident, it is not something that was seen before, that much of the fuselage should come off in flight. So it is something that was a once-in-a-lifetime event.
Coming up on World's Scariest Flights, A scenic balloon flight ends in disaster for tourists in Egypt.
Oh my God.
And a fireball engulfs an airliner in Japan.
Alright guys, I'm going to end it here. I hope you guys enjoy. Hold on, you guys probably can't see me. Get some lighting in here and see if you can see me. But yeah, I want to end it here. Can they see me? Nope. There now, can they? Nope. Hold on. Cut it. Cut! Okay, guys. So I'm going to end it here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that little clip of, like, worst crash landings ever. So, yeah, I'm just saying, come on, guys. We still need one more subscriber to hit 10 subscribers. But, yeah, I'll see you.